by virtue of that head-to-head. So
180.
by getting the 4-2 victory, Justin Smith has won today a second title in a row, and he will, on
59.
Friday, go for 3 in a week. Back to this one then, and maybe the pressure's off these guys a little bit after the way they performed today. And Diogo yet to get a point, but Adam looking to
100.
improve on what he did yesterday. Got 2 points with a leg difference of -11 yesterday.
97.
He has 2 points with a leg difference of -7 today, so minor improvement, but wants to get the 4 points and not be on the bottom.
59.
Advantage Diogo though, 126 after 12. Double 12.
Okay, shot in 3
Oh,
dots.
that's beautiful. That is a thing of beauty, because it could have easily gone towards that treble 19 again for double 6, but utilised the open bed, and I respect that kind of shot more than most. And for someone who hasn't won any points today, that just proves how good he can be.
60.
By my reckoning, that could have been the 500th ton plus checkout as well in all of the
56.
Modus Live League darts in the last 5.5 weeks. He could still, of course, Diogo, if he wins his last 3 games,
43.
put himself right up there with the likes of Wolfie and Sherrick, who have finished the day on 6 points. And B.KOLTSOV is still on 6 points
100.
after that defeat to Justin Smith. So a lot of pride at stake in the next hour and a bit for Diogo. But it's last chance saloon for Adam. Last game of what's been quite a long day for him. Played his first game at around about 11 o'clock this morning.
$59.
You wouldn't blame Adam for being a little bit tired. And that's where taking the constructive breaks in between games and doing the right things comes in. Can't practice too much because you can practice yourself out.
Game over. 45.
Chance for Diogo to get in front on the score sheet.
$100.
He does so. There's a small lead. And with a leg difference of
41.
-8, Diogo would love a big victory here to erase most of that minus.
$41.
Last dart. He will want back, but there are no mulligans in darts. Imagine if there were. Think of the situations if you were allowed one mulligan per tournament. Maybe one mulligan per set or per match. When would you use it?
Game shot in 3 dots.
Well, 97 out from Diogo, and again he hits double 12. The message is clear. Do not leave Diogo on double 12. Diogo, who walks out to some Brazilian samba music when he's getting on stage.
100.
I somewhat liked the song he used where it was mimicking an old disco song when they would say D-I-S-C-O,
100.
and he had people shouting D-I-O-G-O. I thought that was quite creative.
$140.
I get the feeling that Diogo is growing in confidence after those two beautiful checkouts of
100.
126 and 97. Might be helping him that he's playing someone he knows very well. They don't live too far apart, maybe 30 to 35 minutes away from each other.
180.
But Adam is not going to go quietly. After scores of 100, 100, 180. Diogo, though, just short of the 54.
132.
He leaves 32 after 12.
96.
As good as Adam has been in this leg, Diogo has been just a little bit better, and he's had the start. So for 3-0.
James shot in 1 dot.
Oh, tremendous 13 darter. I said on many occasions when I've commentated on Diogo how resilient he can be. Well, even at the foot of the table,
140.
he is swinging and battling and swimming in pride. And he will not go without a fight. It will be some return. If he can get to 6 points by the end of today,
42.
that will speak numbers about what kind of a character he is.
100.
Adam has not played poorly the last couple of legs. He leaves 121 after 9. Misses the bullseye. Doesn't get the leg. Here he starts 140 ton. And he hopes he gets first poke at a double this time around.
$140.
Diogo got 4 points on Monday when he played in the league. That was good enough for 6th spot. James Hubbard was the foot of the
100.
table on Monday. But Adam has another crack at the 1-2-1. This time he goes a different route because Diogo's not going to finish.
105.
The last couple of legs, Adam has played exceptional darts.
$180.
And there is the warning signal for Adam Hookville.
8 scored.
And he misses double 4. And if Diogo takes out this 84 here, that will be game, set, in the match. And it will be a wonderful performance.
Oh, 6 left. 78.
I can't believe he missed double 12. He was so good on it the first couple of legs. And he's had 2 match darts which have gone begging.
Game in 1.
And Adam Hookville survives. That is the only way to describe it. Now we have to ask the question, as both players return to 501 points.
60.
How many more match darts will Diogo get, if any? Because there are no guarantees. Just think about those great comebacks that have happened in World Darts.
180.
Andy Hamilton, Simon Whitlock match at Blackpool, the Scott Waits, James Wade game at the Grand Slam final. There are never any guarantees.
97.
That's why set format is such a leveler at the World Championships. You could be 32 points away
180.
as Adam gets another 180. You could be 32 points away from a victory, lose the set, and then be a set away. Adam is 3 darts away from a 9 darter. Oh, Adam.
109.
7 perfect triple 20s.
Cheers, mate.
Leaves double 16 after 9, and he'll be thinking, where has that been today? But in this match, he has played very well indeed.
100.
The Level 16 for a 10 then. Can he see that double 8?
Game in 3.
The answer is yes. And he gets within 1. This time, he doesn't need misses at double from Diogo. He just needed his own brilliance. A very entertaining contest that could have been over and maybe should have been over.
96.
Surely it's not going to be 4-3 to Adam Huckvale
48.
when it could have been 4-0 to Diogo Portela. Adam will believe at this point in time, with the way he's played throughout this match, that he can win from this position.
83.
Especially as Diogo is starting to miss more often than hit.
59.
After 2 or 3 legs of not missing trebles, all of a sudden it's becoming a little bit attritional.
100.
That ton is what you call steadying the ship a little bit after 48 and 83 to start the leg.
43.
Adam has no answer. He still has a slender lead. But you would think that Diogo's going to eat into that. Has to stay on the 20s here.
100.
Effective.
$133.
19 to the rescue for Adam. He's utilised those effectively today at certain times.
$134.
But now it's Adam Huckvale for 74. Again, it's to stay alive.
Oh, 58.
Somehow he manages to miss the 32 with a beautiful guide planted just on the outside wire. And Diogo, for his first 2 points of the day, gets it on double 18. That is a great performance from both players. There was some sensational darts in that match, but Diogo's start gave him the opportunity to maybe win 4-0. He gets it 4-2 though. He gets his first 2 points of the day. Stay with us as Hubbard comes back to play against B.KOLTSOV, who is trying to cement second place in the table. Welcome back for game number 19 of 21 for the day. And very different motives in this game for both players. James Hubbard on Monday was rooted to the bottom of the table on 2 points. He currently has 4 points. So
James.
he is destined not to be at the bottom of the table, which will be between Adam Hookfield and Diogo Portela, based on what Diogo does.
60.
But B.KOLTSOV now knows that he cannot win the table today, as the leg difference and head-to-head go against him. He is 8 adrift.
86.
Justin Smith. And if he was to win this match 4-0 and the last match of the day against Diogo 4-0, he'd have the same leg difference,
140.
but he would lose on the head-to-head. So it is confirmed that Justin Smith has won today. But B.KOLTSOV looking to cement his position, which is right now in second. On 6 points, he is equal with Martin Adams and Fallon Sherrick, but he has a leg difference which is 1 better than Fallon. So he still needs to keep going and win one of the next 2 matches, otherwise he will lose second spot.
100.
James looking to get to 6 points himself, and with the fact that he's playing the next 2 games, he can get second spot.
97.
So there's lots to play for. James would not have been happy with his performance against Fallon Sherrick in the last game. It looked a very tired match.
100.
And it will have been very important for him in the break he's had since that match to refocus and get some more energy. But Boris
32.
comes up short on the 64 out. Offers James an olive branch at 156.
Game shot in 3.
Oh, and the olive branch is grasped. Another ton plus checkout, number 501, the magic number. And that was a good one. We've had some belters today. 2 160s, 152 from KOLTSOV, 156 from Hubbard.
100.
And I think James Hubbard is ready to put in a burst. He knows he's playing this game and the next. Ready to empty the tank, you could say, and put his foot to the floor. Well, this game is getting pretty good after that 180 from B.KOLTSOV.
41.
Sixty.
James not out of this leg, but that one absolutely slipped out of his hand. It's a good 3 inches short of its target.
76, 94.
Good recovery. Gets him back in touch with the Russian.
95.
I always thought a really good nickname for B.KOLTSOV would have been the Bullet Dodger,
140.
because of the character from Snatch. Boris the Blade. He could have been the Blade,
92.
but he likes the nickname the Viking, and he's the boss. James looking to do what Diogo did in the last game by taking the 126 out. He has got 76 to leave 50.
76, 78.
I think he was just out of rhythm with that last shot, unable to negotiate the bullseye.
Uh, 58.
Get the feeling that KOLTSOV is losing his way a little bit after that loss to Justin Smith, which meant that he didn't have a chance of winning the table today.
32.
James gets 2 shots at 32 and misses both.
Score.
3 split doubles from Boris, and the frustration is very evident now.
Game into it.
And James Hubbard steals the march. Seems to be getting the better of the more workmanlike games. When he plays better, his opponents seem to play better than him. I was talking to Boris Koltsov maybe
100.
5 weeks ago about a soup that I made called borscht, which is a Russian beetroot soup.
45.
And he said my recipe looked very good, aside from the fact that if you have it in Russia, you have it with a shot of vodka. So I decided to have a very
140.
British borscht, which was without the spirit.
100.
Who's got enough in the tank to find their way to second spot
140.
behind Justin Smith today? It's a marked improvement already for James, who's left himself 121 after 9,
57.
and he's looking very good for a 3-0 lead.
Uh, 103.
Just shy of a second ton plus checkout and double 18 in this match.
80.
It's all going the way of Hubbard, whether it's good darts or bad luck on the case of Boris Koltsov. James splits the 18 and takes it with a classy 14 darter, puts himself within 1 of 2 more points. I mentioned the nickname of Koltsov. Well, James has got an affectionate nickname amongst his friends within the game. We call him Old Mother
60.
for obvious reasons.
$83.
Boris just seems a little deflated now. I think he placed so much importance on
58.
the last game that maybe he's just a little bit gun shy at the minute.
100.
What would a 4-0 victory for James Hubbard do for his confidence?
96.
I'll tell you what it would do for his leg difference, because right now he's on an even keel. It would put him on +4
97.
on 6 points, and that would demote Boris Koltsov to 6 points with a -1 total. So this could be a big swing about to happen.
140.
First to a finish. He doesn't need 15 reds and 15 blacks for the 147. Just needs a red, a green, and another red.
$57.
Leaves 90. Boris, to save the match, needs 121.
Game shows in 3.
And he does get it.
Sure.
Wonderfully done. To save the bagel. Or save the donut, depending on where you're from.
$84.
The closer this match is, the closer the battle for second place. I'm not sure that
134.
Boris will know that right now, because he'll be in his game mindset. But if this is 4-3 either way, Then we're in for,
115.
or even 4-2. It's going to be very exciting.
100.
Justin Smith can put his feet up now, knowing that he has topped the table. And everybody else is duking it out for second.
85.
All of a sudden, Boris Koltsov has woken up and started scoring again.
57.
121.
Nice leave from James. But Boris has the favourable finish and the darts.
Uh, 59.
Doesn't get close to any of his targets there, really. And James is definitely not out of this leg. Going for tops.
117.
Just shy on the second dart. And Boris needs 67 to stay alive.
22.
And he doesn't hesitate. Hubbard thinking maybe I'll come back to the board. And he does, but it's in the next leg. I thoroughly enjoyed this game. As much as I enjoy watching people have
60.
averages of well over 100, and they're hovering around that 90 average mark. And there are
60.
humps and hollows and sways in games. They're the ones I like to watch.
96.
48.
And James Hubbard was to win this leg and win the match 4-2.
43.
He would then be above Boris Koltsov in the table by one leg.
180.
And it would all come down to the final two games, which one of them involves Hubbard and one of them involves Koltsov separately.
78.
So evenly poised in this sixth leg.
140.
I was just about to say it could go either way, but it's more likely to be Boris Koltsov taking this to 3-3. James has to breathe
100.
and stay focused and hope he gets one more attempt.
Game in 3.
Which he doesn't in this leg. What a recovery from Boris the Bullet Dodger.
Right.
He can be one infuriating guy to support and to watch, Boris.
45.
Because just when you think he's run out of steam, he will find something else just to stay alive. And James just cannot shrug him off.
140.
Or can he? At the last furlong, if Hubbard wants second spot, this could be a must-win leg. Providing that he beats Diogo in the next one as well. Classy stuff from Hubbard. 140 ton to start this last leg. Good advantage over the Russian.
93.
He manages to get within 42. Only 60 from Hubbard. A a ton will get KOLTSOV in touch.
59.
Not enough. Covered the 57 with dart 1, then had to go back upstairs.
$86.
What a last dart from Hubbard. He was in trouble until that 57 was planted. And now he'll return for a very doable shot.
45.
And he's going to have 6 for it. This is where you want to be in this kind of match. You want the opportunity to approach the double at will and take it out with time on your side.
Game in 3.
But why do that when you can just take it in 3 anyway? James Hubbard keeps his fight for second place alive with a great 4-3 victory. There were spells in that game. Hubbard, KOLTSOV, but it was Hubbard in the end who gets it 4-3. He's got 1 game left. It is against Diogo, and it is next. Penultimate game of the day for Wednesday in the Motorsports Icons of Darts Live League. And James Hubbard will finish his campaign here. Diogo will play the last 2 games of the day. The situation for Diogo is as follows. 2 points on the board with a leg difference of -6.
Outside.
The only way that Diogo can be bottom of the table is if he loses both of his games and loses them by a little bit of a margin, as Adam Huckville on 2 points and a -9. 3 worse off.
100.
More than likely going to be bottom of the table for second day in a row. But we don't know that. When it comes to Hubbard, though, after that tight victory over KOLTSOV just now,
42.
he is on the same amount of points as Boris KOLTSOV, which is 6 points. It's also the same as Wolfie and Fallon Sherrick. So as it stands, we have a plethora of players on the same amount of points. So we have to go to leg difference to see who is currently second.
45.
It is currently KOLTSOV on +2, which is the same leg difference as Fallon, but KOLTSOV beat Fallon.
180.
But it's in Hubbard's hands, really, in this game. If he can win and get to 8 points, he will force KOLTSOV to beat Diogo in the next game by a margin of which we do not know yet.
$60.
It's been a very competitive day, and you have to hand it to Justin Smith for winning it. Getting himself to 10 points, not just today, but on Monday as well. That's quite the haul for 2 league days, 20 points. James Hubbard got enough in the tank to get that one more win that he wants, to give himself the chance of second spot.
77.
Well, Diogo's left himself on 12 accidentally. I can think of worse doubles to leave yourself on accidentally.
140.
He was deadly on double 12 in his previous game. He beat
DARTS.
Adam Huckville, and he's pretty good on it right here as well.
$140.
It's been a good day for James. I think he's played some very good stuff.
59.
He's still searching for consistency, which a lot of players are. And days like this are the perfect vehicle to find such a thing.
100.
When your mechanics are good and your mind is decent, like it is with James right now, what you need are repetitions. You need to just play against people all the time of a similar or better standard. That's what the Icons of Darts Live League has given some of these guys the opportunity to get sharp, stay sharp.
105.
James Hubbard, for me, when the Challenge Tour returns, is going to be a threat. He's left himself on 156 again,
100.
and he took this out in the first leg against KOLTSOV.
$85.
And he want that last start back. He was looking for a 140 to leave double 8. Now 71's just a little trickier.
97.
A few players missing big singles today, just through a bit of ring rust, and missed the treble 13 there.
$39.
And decides to set up 32 instead of going for the bullseye, which is a very interesting player. I don't remember James ever doing that before.
100.
I'm not thinking that Diogo could take the 164, but the gamble has paid off,
Game shot in 1.
and he has rubber stamped that second leg.
$100.
$43.
Sometimes these final games of the day are very difficult to play unless you've got that huge surge of adrenaline going through your body. I remember yesterday playing against Daryl Fitton and Scott Mitchell, and it was very difficult.
125.
Because I knew I couldn't win the league. And I was playing for pride. It's never a problem for me. When your arm gets a little bit languid,
137.
trying to stay within your process. And your mind wanders when you're a bit tired.
100.
The more you play these long days, the sharper you get over the longer formats.
64.
Diogo's had a good leg here, leaving a ton after 12. Hubbard on his tail.
125.
Definitely didn't want that last dart. He wanted another 60.
Game shot in 3 dots.
Well, Diogo's taken the ton in the best way possible without the use of double 10. He's been a reformed character, really,
60.
since a little bit earlier. When Diogo played against Martin Adams, who had the performance of the day in that match, he won 4-0 and averaged 105. Diogo averaged 98. He barely got a shot at a double. He seems to have taken that performance and run with it a little bit more. Since then, he has beaten Adam Hockfield 4-2, and he's put himself 2-1 up against Hubbard. So you have to admire
100.
the way he's played since. He's not stopping here, trying to deny James the opportunity of finishing second.
40.
Hubbard loses this match, he cannot finish second.
100.
Fallon Sherrick is already above him in the table. And he will stay on the same points as her, and her leg difference will not change, but his will.
180.
A defiant 180 from Hubbard. But it only draws him level. As Diogo goes for the bull.
99.
And does not miss it by much. Over to you, James. Not meant to be. Somewhat hopeful shots at trebles.
48.
And it's hopeful that James is now that Diogo comes in for 25 and it's double 12 again.
13.
Inside offers James the life raft. Only just gets the single. One dart at tops.
Game shot in 3.
Oh, and he sneaks it in. Bends it around that first flight. That is a wonderful dart to draw level at 2 each.
$140.
I guarantee you, knowing James Hubbard as I do, he knows exactly what he needs to do to get second place. He used to drive me crazy talking about rankings. He
57.
knew everything that went on, how much money I was defending, how much money he was defending, what you needed to make the Grand Prix, the match play, the European Championship. He was
100.
constantly talking about it. So he will know that he needs to win this match.
$93.
Diogo's scoring in this match and the previous one has been very impressive. He's been very straight.
60.
He's looking for the collection in this leg. He's had the 140, the ton. He's got 60. Doesn't want a 180 when he returns. He'd love a 177 to leave double 12 though.
$139.
That's not a bad booby prize. 62 away from a 3-2 advantage.
98.
A win here would get Diogo to 4 points. It would cement his place at 6th in the table.
16 left.
And would
46.
guarantee Hookvale as last spot.
$65.
Diogo for double 8 then. 3 attempts at it. Has to reset.
Shot it.
He gets it with his second one. A good reset after the first start. Very nearly hit the 11. And now, a simple equation in front of James Hubbard. Win the next 2 legs, or you aren't getting second spot.
57.
It was a close run thing when these guys met on Monday. It was 4-3 to Portela. He's looking to better that by a leg.
59.
And he could still make 6 points himself. Let's not forget about that. He's out of the race for second spot, but he can still get the 6 points.
100.
The best leg difference he can have as it stands is level.
99.
He would have to win this leg and win the next match 4-0 against B.KOLTSOV, which would mean that second spot would go to Fallon Shirk.
140.
James still fighting though.
100.
I've always said you should play darts the same way, whether it's for 100 grand or a packet of Twiglets.
39.
Unfortunate bounce out off the flight for James, and that means he doesn't get to a finish.
$60.
Unfortunately for James, neither does Diogo.
$65.
Leaves the ton. Bare minimum, you would say.
$124.
And now the pressure's on as Diogo gets himself to the easier 2 data. Do or die for Hubbard.
Game shot in 2.
Wow. Great stuff from Hubbard to take this all the way. That is what you call fighting spirit.
$60.
It is out of his hands. Even if he wins this leg, James Hubbard, he will go to 6. He'll actually go to 8 points and hope that B.KOLTSOV doesn't win against Diogo in the next one.
84.
$60.
So in the space of 10 minutes, Diogo Portela can go from foe to friend.
$80.
You can tell he's thinking about the mechanics of every single dart. Trying very, very hard. Darts is
140.
a strange old game. You've got to do your best but not try. They're the words of Chris Mason.
59.
Only 59 from Hubbard, and Diogo is in the driving seat.
$100.
Big problems for Hubbard. Needs 2 trebles from here. Not going to get them.
60.
This is Diogo's to lose now.
$59.
Interesting switch to leave 82. He could have gone 25 and bull as well. James, 140 or bust potentially.
7 scored.
The white flag has been raised by the looks of it. And Diogo has 6 from 82.
Oh my god.
He's going to need all 6.
25.
Leaves a finish just in case, but it's a biggie. And Diogo should be putting the full stop on this one right here.
$37.
Hasn't done so. Does James Hubbard have 3 more magical darts left in him for today?
Uh, 122.
Some sort of effort. And this double 10 is not guaranteed. James will hope, but he will probably know that it could be over.
Game shot.
And it is a solid double 10 for Diogo Portela. Gets him. Wow, that game just took something out of me. It takes James Hubbard out of the second spot for today. But he has had a very much improved day since Monday. Diogo comes back in a moment for his last match against B.KOLTSOV, where we will find out who will finish second. Join us in a very short time. Well, with first spot sewn up for Justin Smith and his second daily win of the week, we now turn our attention to second spot. It all comes down to this for Boris Koltsov. Now the guys are going to go for the bull first, and then I'll explain the situation. 25 for Boris.
Oh, outside.
Outside for Diogo.
All the way, Diogo.
Now,
Dear
first and
Boris,
foremost, Diogo looking to win this game and get to 6 points, which would
140.
unbelievably join 4 other players on 6 points. So we could, after this game, have Justin Smith the winner on 10, then 5 players on 6 points behind him. However, if Boris Koltsov wins this match, doesn't matter about the scoreline, he will
57.
get second spot on his own on 8 points. Pretty simple.
$96.
Just goes to show how even the competition has been today, with so many players on 6 points. Wolfie, 6 points, -1 in the leg difference. Fallon Sherrick, 6 points, +2. James Hubbard, 6 points, level. Koltsov, +2 in the leg difference on 6
94.
points as well. Been a fascinating day at darts.
$180.
Great 180 there from Boris, gets him back in the leg. From behind, that 180 has put him as favourite.
134.
And that 134 pressurises the 66.
$48.
Oh, so close. Just on the outside, then just on the inside. And Diogo goes for the same target. And he is flying at the minute. A tremendous approach. An easy finish. 13 dart leg from Diogo. And he has been a different beast in the last couple of hours. Like I mentioned in the last
83.
game, which he won 4-3 over James Hubbard, to deny him a chance of second spot. He played an amazing game against Martin Adams, where he lost 4-0. But since then, he has transformed himself and played tremendous against Adam Huckvale and James Hubbard, and at the start of this one. Diogo
100.
cannot finish second because of his leg difference by virtue of that 4-0 defeat by Wolfie. He can only get himself to -1 if he wins 4-0. And that would be the same as Martin Adams, but Martin would be above him by virtue of their head. And Diogo is hell-bent on denying Boris second spot.
91.
If Boris loses this game, second spot will go to Fallon Sherrick.
80.
Her leg difference of +2 is good enough for third in the table at the minimum. She'll be watching this, hoping
98.
for a Diogo win to promote her to the silver medal spot.
Game shot in 2 dots.
Diogo is just being deadly on the outer ring, and he's having the game of his day so far, averaging 111 for the first 2 legs.
60.
Is he winding Boris Koltsov right now with this toe-tapping brilliance? It's almost dancing around the Russian and toying with him a little bit.
100.
$140.
In a remarkable twist, I've just calculated that if Diogo Portela wins this 4-0, he will go above KOLTSOV in the table.
100.
And KOLTSOV, if that happens, will have gone from a possible winning position about an hour and a half ago to going below the guy that was bottom at that same point. That's what makes this league format so enticing sometimes. You've no idea where people are going to finish until the last start goes in.
60.
In order for Diogo to go above KOLTSOV, though, he has to win 4-0.
100.
Steady turn from Diogo, and again he's first to a finish.
$170.
And the one time you don't want to hit a bullseye is that spot right there. Can Diogo break his heart again?
Oh, 16 left. 7.
Tremendous effort.
85.
And Boris now, instead of having 36 left, now has to negotiate the single 3 first.
3 score.
And not able to convert on the outer ring. And Diogo could be 3-0 up now.
Game shot in 2 dots.
And it is. Well, well, well. First start was not a good one, but the second one was perfect. And Diogo is 1 leg away from putting Boris KOLTSOV underneath him in the table. If this leg goes the way of Diogo, it will be Sherrick in second.
100.
Hubbard in third. Wolfie in fourth. And KOLTSOV will have been in free fall with Diogo usurping him.
140.
Looks like Diogo has 4-0 on his mind.
81.
With the darts in hand and a healthy lead and a dart in the 60 to start the visit.
125.
This is a brilliant display from the Brazilian. Averaging nearly 105. This is some of the best stuff I've ever seen him play.
83.
$136 for the win. He'll take the setup
96.
and a possible 13 dart finish to the day.
60.
What is this going to do for the confidence of the Brazilian for the next couple of days? He might be a force to be reckoned with after this. And what a way to finish the day from the Brazilian. That was brilliant. Well, he's gone above Boris KOLTSOV. KOLTSOV goes down. Hubbard goes to third. And Sherrick has got second place. What a yo-yo day we've just had. But it's congratulations to Justin Smith, who on 10 points and with a very healthy leg difference, he gets the title for the second time this week. Will he get 3 when it comes to Friday? He'll have to come and join us. But tomorrow, I'm back on the board. Come and join us then from 10:30 in the morning. See you then.